Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Of course, all the Sean Payton news has been kind of driving the bus a little bit here of late as this continues to evolve. So we went to our field reporter, Brian Fantana, for the latest on Peyton Watch.
Peyton Watch.
That was so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Hit it again. Hit it again.
Peyton Watch.
Ooh, that's so much better than Panda Watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
sure.
You know what you could do?
Not?
You know what you could also do,
What's
Muse?
that?
You could actually get the Panda Watch drop as well, because my Panda Dunks are showing up today. I'm fired up for it. I'm fired.
All
Drew got
right.
his last night. Drew's Panda Ducks came in, getting mine today. Woo! That'll make an even 20 pair for me since Christmas.
When you texted me to get that drop, I actually thought that's what it was about until I read the second half of the message.
Yes.
And you're like, and dub Peyton over it.
Yes, dub Peyton over. Peyton Watch. Brian Fantana.
Peyton Watch.
It's getting more ridiculous by the day. Sean Payton Watch here. So Jeff Duncan will be with us in hour 3. And his update earlier this morning was that Sean Payton completed his interview Monday with Carolina. And then we'll meet with Arizona officials on Thursday. The second meeting with Denver has been delayed. Jeff Duncan did opine that the longer this goes on, the likelihood of him staying at Fox increases. I'll get to that in a second. But then there was this. After Jeff Duncan's report, Diana Rossini from ESPN, she quote tweeted Jeff Duncan and added to Jeff's report, saying, "I was told there is a team waiting in the wings, watching all of this, and could make a move if they get, quote, their ducks in a row." So I think two things. Just to recap, there are currently 5 NFL head coaching vacancies. Sean Payton, by Thursday, will have interviewed for 4 of them. We know that he's already interviewed for Carolina, Houston, Denver, and by Thursday, we'll interview with Arizona. So there's the only team that he has not interviewed with yet with a vacancy is the Indianapolis Colts. I'll circle back to that in a second. When you hear the ducks in a row comment, that leads me to believe it would be a team with a current head coach, right? Meaning, if you're, and we all know the team that everybody's thinking, it's Dallas, right? Because Sean Payton forever has been linked with Dallas. We've all talked about it. Everyone has opined about it. It's been long stated. He coached in Dallas under Bill Parcells. Sean Payton has a home in Dallas. When he moved from New Orleans to Dallas as his primary residence. Now he's in LA, obviously being remarried. But we all know. We all know the history there and why we've all assumed for a long time that would make sense. Okay. But Jerry Jones said last week that no matter what happened in the playoff game in San Francisco, that Mike McCarthy's status was going to be unaffected, that he would be the coach. Okay. If you are Jerry Jones, you are not going to make any type of public move toward Sean Payton without knowing whether or not you can actually land him. So that would make sense, right? Get your ducks in a row. The compensation for the Saints, would they take the deal? Could you get a deal worked out with Payton? Would all that work? Because you're not going to make anything public or proceed without having your ducks in a row, as you put it. That would make sense. That's the one we're all thinking, right? Could there be another? Sure. We've kind of talked about that for a while. The wild card team, or as she put it, the sort of mystery team, I assumed early on could have been the Rams, that Sean McVay would leave for TV. He didn't. Thought about it, decided to stay in LA. So that's an interesting one. Dallas makes sense. Tampa Bay would make sense as well, wouldn't it? Tom Brady's a free agent. If that's what it would take to keep Tom Brady in Tampa, meaning getting Sean Payton down to Tampa, that could be another one that makes sense, although would the Saints really be willing to trade Sean Payton within the division? All those questions pop up again. But the other one is Indy. Indy, it makes sense. There is no reason that any team with a coaching vacancy should not kick the tires on the best coach available in this cycle. If you are a team, look, there's 5 vacancies. 4 of the 5 have all interviewed Sean Payton. He's the best coach available in this cycle. If you don't at least pick up the phone, make the call, do the interview, kick the tires, that's negligent. What's it going to take to get you? And there's a lot of appeal if you're Sean Payton as well. Indy has the 4th overall pick. They're going to draft a quarterback. Whatever they do, that Bryce Young will probably be gone, but if it's Will Levis, if it's CJ Stroud, whichever quarterback maybe they covet, they're going to draft their franchise. But someone they hope will be their franchise, put it to you that way. So if you're Sean Payton, you go to Indianapolis, you have an owner who's a little cuckoo, but at the same time isn't going to meddle in the day-to-day operations, and you have the 4th overall pick, and you can pick your quarterback and groom him. And you're in a terrible division. I mean, look, okay, part of them being a terrible division is Indianapolis being bad. But Houston's got a major rebuild, obviously. Tennessee does not look like the team they were a year ago when they were the number 1 seed in the AFC. Jacksonville is certainly on the come. Okay, they won a playoff game. They got Trevor Lawrence. They're on the come. But that's still, that it ain't the AFC West, where you're looking at Mahomes and Herbert and Russ and, well, Carr is going to be out, but whatever Las Vegas does. Indy makes sense. And maybe, and this is like a pretty common negotiation tactic, you wait until everyone else shows their hand, and then you swoop in at the last minute, knowing it's almost like going on defense first in college football overtime. Why do you go on defense first? So you know what you have to do. You know offensively what you have to do. You can scheme for it as such. So in this instance, if you're Indy or if you're this other mystery team that Diana Rossini's talking about, as far as another team that might get into the Sean Payton sweepstakes, it's actually pretty savvy to sit back, let everyone else haggle, negotiate, leak stuff here or there. What's it going to take? You ask people around the league, what are they willing to give? And once you know the price, you just jump in with your best offer and say, hey, take it or leave it. It's not a bad strategy for whatever team this may be that could get into the Sean Payton sweepstakes. I've said it plenty of times already as we've gone through this over the weeks that we've talked about the Sean Payton stuff. And I know for many it's probably tiresome that I just want whatever the great value is going to be for Sean Payton. I want him, the best case would be get the best value and get him in the AFC. So if it's Denver, if it's Indy, if it's another mystery team in the AFC, great. The worst case scenario would have him in your division with Carolina or Tampa. So let it play out and see how it goes. Jeff Duncan did mention, though, the longer this goes, the likelihood of Peyton staying at Fox increases. Part of me understands that if you're Sean Payton, do you get back into the coaching just for the sake of getting back into coaching, or do you wait till next year when there might be an even better situation available? Which would make sense. But the other thing that's been talked about a lot is Sean Payton loses leverage, right? So if you wait until next year, what if you don't have a better situation arise? What if next year, and because you don't have as much leverage, the value for the Saints goes down, and maybe Sean Payton's potential ask financially goes down as well. The longer you go, you lose leverage. I mean, that's just the nature of it. So I'm not sure that I see Sean staying at Fox, but Jeff Duncan, I've said, Jeff literally wrote the book. He literally wrote the book on Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So I'm not going to sit here and discredit Jeff Duncan, and my guess is he's not just throwing that out there. My guess is he's got a little insight. Remember, I mean, he wrote the book, Peyton and Brees, the men who built the greatest offense in NFL history. Like, the guy wrote the book on Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So if he's saying it, I think there's at least some validity to it or the possibility of it happening. So we'll continue to keep an eye on Peyton Watch. Peyton Watch.
Peyton Watch.
That's so stupid. But I love it so much. Get out of here, you panda jerk. You're making me look like an idiot. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.